Hi, everyone. I'm Devina. I am a new-ish associate affiliate. I've been with New Skin since August, but went gold in November and have a BR for India. So, very quick journey, quick turnaround. But I just wanted to kind of share some of the things that have helped me grow over the years and things that I've kind of used in my life, and things I want to share with you guys so that you guys can also learn and grow and just be amazing. So I am going to share my screen. Okay. All right. So I hope everybody can see my screen. So we're going to talk about building your wealth and building your mindset. So I found this quote and I really like it because a lot of times we want to work on either being physically fit or, we go to school and then the education kind of stops there. We hang around people that we become comfortable with. And one of the things that we do in New Skin is trying to learn, trying to grow. We work on building our business. We want to be with people who are where we want to be. And so I love this quote because it says that the three decisions that's going to determine your next decade is who you spend time with, what you spend time learning, and what you spend time building. So we're all building our New Skin business. And who do we associate with? We associate with like-minded New Skin affiliates, BRs, gold, lapis, ruby, diamond, COEs. And those are the people that we want to become. Those are the people that we want to learn from and grow from. Okay, so one of the things that I'm learning is, or I should say relearning, is the importance of reading some of these books that are very applicable to self-growth, your journey. And these are things that we do in our group, in Charlie Patterson's group. And so I wanted to kind of just share that with you guys. And so these are really, we're going to talk about a couple of books because, again, I am the highest I've reached is gold. So I am between brand affiliate and lapis, right? So I'm gold. And so one of the books that I started with is The Business of the 21st Century. And every day read 15 minutes or 5 pages. Now, with this book, every chapter is basically 5 pages. So you can just read one chapter a day. But it's really important that you study the books. You don't just read them and then kind of go about your business because these books are there written by people who are successful. And we want everybody in this business to also be successful. So one of the things that I do every single day, and I do mine in the morning, but you can do this whatever time of day works for you, is write out responses to these three questions as you're reading the book. What did you learn? What do you recognize that you can apply to your New Skin business? And how are you going to implement that into your New Skin business? And these questions will really help you study the book, right? Because when you're in school, you're learning to acquire that knowledge, to get your degree, to implement it. Here, this isn't a college, we're not getting a degree. Everybody's their own business owner, but we still want to kind of use those similar concepts. So when you read these books, really try to figure out what did you learn? What do you recognize you can apply in your business? And then how are you going to implement this into your business? You can also do this from a personal standpoint. If there's something that you're working on personally, that you're reading a different type of book that's supposed to help you with self-growth that's not business related, you can still do the same thing. The other thing that we do on our team is that we will actually create group chats. So all the leaders have a group chat and we share our takeaways, the three responses to the questions with our leaders. So Nick Weinecker is my leader and we've got a group chat and I will post it in that group chat and then I copy and post it into the chat that Charlie has created. So leaders, you can create your groups however you want to make them. You can be all your frontline. You can have a specific leg, have multiple legs, but make sure that you guys are also setting an example and doing the responses to the questions, so that, you know, your team can see that you're not just saying, hey, read these books, but really important that you also get your affiliates to start doing this, because this is the base foundation to help them grow their business, right? We can tell people, write out your contacts, do the Ethor invite, but if they're not really understanding the importance of having a business or growing a business on top of, you know, going out and talking to people and getting customers or getting other affiliates, then what's the point? Um, Again, recommended for brand affiliates through Lapis. Once you have finished the business of the 21st century, and it doesn't matter how many days it takes you, this is a non-judgment zone. You read at your own pace, but again, recommended to do this every day. Once you finish the business of the 21st century, you're going to turn around and you're going to get the compound effect, and you're going to do the exact same thing with the compound effect. And once you're done with the compound effect, you go back to the business of the 21st century and you do the answers again. And you'll find that if you underline or highlight in the book as you're reading, you'll read Business of the 21st Century a second time and you'll be like, huh, it's that the last time. And so you're going to actually catch things and you're going to see things differently because you have also grown. Your business has gone in a different direction and different things are going to become more relatable to you as you read each book over and over and over again. So, couple of things here, that I wanted to share with you. You know, these are a couple of the basic takeaways of the book. So the business of the 21st century and the compound effect really go hand in hand. The business of the 21st century talks about learning why network marketing is important, understanding the difference between your income and wealth, building your assets, creating that long-term financial goal that you have. And, you know, it's the foundation for not living paycheck to paycheck. With the compound effect, this one starts teaching you about habits to create, eliminating microwave mentality. So, you know, what do you do to get to that financial level, status, you know, whatever it is that you want, that you learned from the business of the 21st century. So again, you know, one teaches you what to build, right? Which is how to build a network marketing through the business of the 21st century. And then the other one teaches you how to build it, which is through your habits.
Okay.
I think somebody's not muted. Okay. And then together they create financial awareness, discipline habits, clear vision, long-term momentum, and leadership growth. So here are just a few takeaways that I got when I was reading between both the books, and I have only gone through both books once. I'm actually now on my second round of reading Business of the 21st Century. So a couple of things that I learned: network marketing is fundamentally a relationship, personal development business. It's not a sales job. Your wealth is not your income. How many days can you survive without having to go back to your job? Inputs, associations, and environment shape my outcome. Commit to doing the work, whether I feel like it or not. And success is built through consistent habits. For those of you, the biggest takeaway that I got, which is the third point here, how many days can you survive without having to go back to your job? That one really hurt in a good way. I looked at my bank account and my savings account and all the money that I have, and I said, if I put every dime I have in my checking account, how many days can I pay my bills, eat, put gas in my car, live, survive without having to go back to work? And it was not very long. I would not be able to even go a month without having to go back to my job. And that for me was very shattering in a good way. It really made me stop and think about what have I done in my life with having a job. You know, you're taught, go to school, get a job, and here I am, and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. This is not what I want. This is not what I've seen other families do. And then thinking back to it, they all had businesses. That's why they didn't live paycheck to paycheck. And so coming here and joining New Skin has been such a blessing, because now I know I can build my wealth and have the backup income so that I don't ever have to think about, I need to go get a job. What do I recognize that I can apply to my New Skin business? So the clarity of my vision, knowing my why. What is your why? I, suggest that everybody write their vision down, read it, maybe shorten it so that you have a small clip that you're reading every single day, just to remind yourself why you're doing this business. What are your goals? Is it your family, your parents, the need to travel, medical, whatever it is? Just write down your vision and just really understand why you're doing what you're doing, so that you can get there to your goals. Um, Also reminding myself, like I had mentioned earlier, that microwave mentality, no business is going to work that way. So if you have people saying, oh, I'll just give it a year and see how it goes, you're never going to have them get the results that they want, right? Unless they're working, 120 hours a week in that 1 year. That's just not feasibly possible building this business, especially if they have a job or they have a life or family or whatever. So you really need to give this business a 5-year commitment. Sit down, talk to your upline, your mentor, whoever it is that you're working with, and say, okay, this is my 5-year goal. This is my vision in 5 years. Help me break it down. Let me create manageable goals. And then you start creating habits. So again, track my habits. You create those habits to hit your goals. And this is something that I know, I understand, but in the middle of January, for about 3 weeks, I just went into a real funk because I wasn't doing this. I had read about it, but I wasn't doing it. And I really had to talk to Nick and be like, I need to get myself out of this. What am I doing wrong? It's my mindset, it's my thinking. Okay, let's recommit, do the 5-year plan. Okay, this is my 5-year plan. This is my vision. And then building those authentic connections with people. So we talk about reaching out to people. We talk about, rebuilding those connections. If there's somebody that you haven't talked to in 7 years, don't say, hey, how are you? How are the kids? Oh, by the way, I'm working on this new project, and do an Ethor invite, right? You want to rebuild those authentic connections so that when you do talk to them and you do reach out to them, they're going to feel like you're genuinely asking them, and that you didn't just come out of 7 years of hiding and then all of a sudden now you're talking to them about a business. Focus less on the immediate results and more on your consistent daily action. So, we go to the gym every single day. If I go to the gym for one day and I'm there for an hour and I get on the scale, I'm not going to lose any weight. But if I'm at the gym for 3 months in a row and then I get on the scale, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I should lose weight or lose body fat or build muscle or whatever the goal is. So focus less on the results, the immediate results. Focus less on the immediate results and just do those consistent habits. Schedule your priorities. I live and die by a calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't get done. So, if that means that you have, 5 in the morning to 6 in the morning to do your reading or prep for the kids, because then you can spend that time after the kids have gone to school, or whatever chores you have, or if you have a job that's first thing in the morning, schedule all your priorities. So my schedule actually says, like, I get up and I meditate, and then I get ready for work. I read my M5 book. Then I do my contacting and my Ethor invites and my touch points and building my connections. And then I'm at work. So I track everything and I schedule everything, because reading and starting my day off with these books puts my mind frame in a different place. I have a different mindset when I go to work, knowing that this job is not the only thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. You protect your mindset through positive inputs. This is something that I grew up learning, and was actually taught to it by my parents, and I've noticed that they don't do this anymore. And so I actually was talking to them a couple of weeks ago when they were visiting and asking them why they don't do this anymore. But protecting your mind through positive inputs, one of the things that I don't do, and this is me personally, I don't watch the news. I get the CNN newsletter by email, tells me the top 5 things going on in the world, or I'll see something quickly pop up on Facebook, or I'll hear somebody in the office say, "Oh, hey, did you hear X, Y, and Z?" But I do not put that negative business of the world into my brain first thing in the morning when I wake up by turning on the news or listening to the radio while I'm driving to work, because I have to protect myself. What goes in is what's going to come out. So you'll notice there are people who are just really negative day after day after day, and they all start their day with something negative, whether it's the news or somebody was shouting or they got into a fight or they're in a bad mood because they received some sort of bad news personally. Their whole rest of the day is affected. So think about you and how you start your day. Are you starting your day in a positive way, or are you starting your day in a negative way? Because that is going to lead and show you how the rest of your day is going to be. And then be intentional about who you spend time with. Um, this is why I'm, again, so excited to join the Nu Skin business. I've gotten to meet so many amazing people here in the DMV area. I'm hanging out with Pat and Marguerite. And, I talk to Nick, my mentor, every single day, Monday to Friday. These are the people that I want to be like. I want to achieve the success that they achieved. And so those are the people that I spend time with. That doesn't mean you don't spend time with other people in your friends or your family who are not there. You just limit your association and spend more time with the people that you want to be like or be with in your future. And then these are some of the things that I learned by reading the 2 books on how I'm going to implement them in my Nu Skin business. So, committing daily to personal growth, doing my mindset work, leadership development, building my relationships, creating the 5-year plan, stepping outside my comfort zone, leading with service, creating a structured morning and evening routine, committing to small daily actions, and trusting that the consistency over the months is what is going to build my life. So there are a couple of other books that are suggested for Ruby and above. These 2 books, then there's also some other books here that I've added that you're welcome to read. I haven't read all these books on the screen, but these are just some books that I've heard different leaders talking about, leaders that are higher above in their pin title than I am. And these are some of the books that they have liked, they have enjoyed reading. They like to study these books. So these are just some examples. So talk to your leader, or if you are a leader, pick whichever books you want that you think are appropriate for your affiliates to Lapis and then your rubies and above, and make sure that you study them. And go through the cycle of answering those 3 questions with every single book that you go through. So, for example, let's say that these are the 5 or 6 books that you choose to go through. So you'll start with one, you'll do the questions until you finish the book, then you'll go to the second book, and then once you've completed all the books in the cycle, you'll go back to the first book and do the same thing. And these things will just help reinforce what you're learning and how you're implementing them in your business. I think that's it. So does anybody have any questions, comments, anything they want to ask, want me to share?
I do, as usual.
Hi, May.
Hi, Devina. It is so wonderful to hear from
Oh, May, I think you're frozen.
you bugs, but how to implement it like this, that's the first time I hear that. And I've been struggling with these things. Like one thing just I caught my ear that you said, oh, I'm not good enough. Why can't I do it? Why can't I be successful? I'm very interested with this question. And how did you realize you talking to yourself like that, and how did you make yourself grow out of that phase, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so um my so with my parents and growing up the way I did with them, we were always reading what we called a positive mental attitude book, a PMA book. So starts off, my very first book when I was a teenager, I love reading. And one of the agreements that my parents and I had was they can let me read as many fiction books as I want as long as I read one PMA book. And so at the age of 14, my first book was How to Win Friends and Influence People.
What
And
is
so it's
PMA means?
positive mental attitude.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So reading that book, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad when I was in high school. I don't remember anything about that book. And it
Wow.
clearly, I didn't study it because, like I said in my presentation, I struggle with having money, right? If I quit my job today, I'm going to be back before the end of the month begging for my job back. And
Uh-huh.
so these are the things that, I recognize in myself. It's, when you're having a low day, it's really about taking that time and saying, okay, what is going on, what was on my schedule, what made me feel this way, and then say, well, there was nothing today that made me feel this way, so what happened yesterday? Oh, I didn't do my reading. I instead decided to watch the news, and I was watching about all these people and all these bad things, and now I'm in a bad mood. So it's really just being very honest with yourself and recognizing what is going on with your life, and then accepting that, okay, yes, this happened. Take full accountability and ownership for it, and then say, how do I change this? How do I fix this? How do I go forward? One of the things that Charlie had said to us was that when he misses a day of reading, he can really feel that he's missed a day of reading. And I missed almost 2 weeks of reading, and I couldn't understand why I was in this funk, and I just couldn't get out of it, and nothing's going right, and my business isn't moving. And then I was like, well, I stopped doing all those little small consistent things. So I went back to the reading and I said, okay, I was getting up every day at 5. I was doing my meditation. I was getting ready to go to work. And then before I go to work, while I have my breakfast at home, not in the car or not at my desk at work, I was sitting down and I was reading my 5 pages and I was answering those 3 questions. And all of a sudden, it took about a week and there was just a shift in my mind. And I was like, I can do this. I'm going to struggle. It's going to be hard. I have to put in the work. I can't expect the results if I don't put in the work. And so then by having that recognition of where I went wrong, I knew that I could create a game plan with my mentor and say, okay, Nick, this is where I'm struggling. Help me. And then we were able to talk it out and create a game plan. And I know exactly what it is. I just didn't do the work behind it.
Wow, that's very powerful things. Okay, so I got on a little late. That's the second time that
It's okay.
I messed up a schedule. I thought that was me somehow since last Saturday, last Monday. I got a schedule wrong again, and I'm glad somehow it wasn't me because I was like, I'm not ready. I had to whatever the thing is running. So what was that three question? You have the slide?
I do. I will share my screen again.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
And I was over there contact Lily trying to find out what's going on.
No, you're good. Oh, great. So these are the 3 questions.
Okay.
And you write at least 3 sentences. If you're struggling to write, start with one sentence, one bullet
Uh-huh.
point. But these are the 3 questions. So you read your five
Okay.
pages or you read for 15 minutes, and then you say, what did I learn?
Huh.
And then you say, what do I recognize that I can apply to my business?
Uh-huh.
And then how am I going to actually implement it into my business?
I see.
And these 3 questions have been a complete game changer for me, because these questions is what I realized when I was reading the books, that
Uh-huh.
I wasn't getting the results because, one, I had that microwave mentality where I thought that, well, if I talk to 10 people, at least 2 of them are going to become customers. Well, I did 25 assessments and I got 0 customers.
Uh-huh.
And then I did 3 more assessments and I got 1 customer out of those 3, right? So that's 28 assessments and I got 1 customer.
Uh-huh.
But then it was like, okay, maybe it's because of the way I did the approach. Maybe I need to figure out a different way of asking these questions or reaching out to the people in my contact list that I already know, that I already have relationships with, and then saying, okay, these are the things that I had. So how do I apply them to the business? And then how am I actually going to apply it? Right. So implementing it. How do I actually implement? So getting up every day and reading my mindset, blocking my calendar to do the contacting and reaching out, whether it's just rebuilding those connections because I haven't talked to you in so many years. Hey, how are you? I was thinking about you. I love seeing your pictures on Facebook. You know, the kids have grown up, whatever it is. And then after several connections and you go back and forth, then you can say, oh, you know, I'm do the Ethor invite. You know,
Mhm.
I'm working on this project and I'd love your help. So you know, those are the types of things that I realized that I was kind of doing them halfway, but not all the way. And so this is why I had that struggle of, you know, getting any success.
Mm. Wow. Thank you so much. As like I have the other one keep on dancing. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
That's okay.
I had to jump on a phone. I walked in. I saw the slide, but my mind was not calmed down, so it didn't really register that things. So I don't know if anybody else wants to talk, and please go ahead because I'm just gonna go converse with her about myself. Okay. So and
I'm in. I'm
oh,
in. So I came
okay.
in very late because tonight is Chinese New Year evening night, and so we have our Monday meeting, and then we came here to the grandkids. Some of them just went to bed, and my son is coming down now. And so I got the last part. It's good thing it's recorded, so I'll watch it again, which I thought must be that Irene Fool's group. That's why they every time they listen to something, 5, 10 minutes, they always want to say, anybody had any feeling about it? What do you think? That was a question. One of the questions is like, what have I learned? What have I
Mm,
learned? And how do I implement in my new skin business? That's a part that I think that's what they're doing, but a lot of people don't appreciate that. They don't. Um, it's like folding your arm. I talk about it, but nobody really hit it until this time. I just took it out and went slam onto that couple. Okay, and so I think that's what I learned today. I don't know. What about you, Diane? What do you think? I'm putting Diane on the spot. Hello, is she not here? Maybe she's not here. I can't
maybe
see.
she's better.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I can't make my screen move. So weird.
Yeah. Yeah. You like a. Oh, there you go. Now we see your
I know,
face.
but I'm seeing 7 people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Diane's
know,
not on. She's
I
not
like the
on.
one thing that you said also, like put everything down a schedule. That's one of those growth day app that I am on, right? And this guy does the training, Brandon Burchard. I don't know if you heard of it. Like Izzy. Izzy is Charlie's another line. I saw her posting those shots from the whatever app she was listening. So I searched ChatGPT and tried to, so I found understand what is this app for. It's for personal growth. And there's a lot of things in there. I am so happy that I got on this app. And as much as he recommended, even though your goals, he says if you're, bullet points, you have to write it down every day. Just write down the same thing goes. And then also like a schedule. He says, if I come to coach you to do something, the first thing I ask, he goes, I want to see what's on your schedule. So you just mentioned that. I said, oh my God, it's always takes a repetition and it takes a third, fourth, or fifth party to mention the same thing and bring start engaged.
And then you catch on. Yeah, that's true.
And that is exactly the reason why. So until I'm a Ruby, I'm going to be reading these two books on repetition, because every
Oh, I see.
time you learn
Okay.
something new. So just like you said, sometimes it takes 3, 4, 5 people to say the same thing before you
Yeah.
realize, oh, and it's the same thing with these books, that
Right.
you need to read them on repetition, because
Right.
every time you read it, something new is going to stick out for you.
Yes. Especially the book called Nonviolence Communication. It's funny because I always have conversation going on with ChatGPT, right? I had some kind of conversation, so he actually recommended me that book. Not because I have a violent conversation, because I have expressed it and over the times that I communicated with, he understood that I have a difficulty to recognize my emotion. So
Mhm.
because of difficult to recognize, and there's more difficulty to express, so he
Mhm.
says, so read
Wow.
this. Yeah. So that's the second time I read this book. And that's the things I start hearing says, hear somebody's emotion and meet somebody's needs. And that is so crucial. And
Mhm.
for apply the new scheme, I don't know, I'm just talking away, okay? Apply the new scheme is the same thing when you prospect. We say that we have to find that person's needs, but you have to learn how to hear it, to listen with the emotion. And we often judge, right? I don't know. He made a couple of phrases. It's like it's a way very often that we say that, right? Oh, like if your friends or a good relationship, a person saying has not really maybe skip it a few times to spend time with you, and usually our expression was, "Oh, you never spend time with me." Right? The word become a never describes
Mhm.
just because, and then say, oh, therefore you don't love me anymore,
Yeah.
right? Oh, is that you love somebody else now? The things just a chain reaction and all those negative impact the things coming in.
Mhm.
But how about if you switch your statement instead of judge, right? Saying, okay, for the past 3 times you have a skipping to spend time with me. Okay, let's talk about it. What's going on? And I feel hurting that you not spending 3 times that 3 times you not spend time with me. And so right, that all of a sudden the window just open, the communication becomes totally different. Because if
Mhm.
you say, "Oh, you never spend time with me," right away that person, "What are you talking about?" It's a
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's a
you
fight.
become very defensive, and instead of
Right.
having but remember, you're doing the same thing with yourself. You're not good enough. What's wrong with you? Why can't you do the dishes timely? Why can't you just do the laundry when it's done in the dryer? You're having those same conversations with yourself in your head, and you have got to learn to talk to yourself differently. And so, again, what I was saying about watching the news first thing in the morning, we never listened growing up in my house. The TV was not on first thing in the morning. But I've
Wow.
noticed every time I go visit my parents, my mom comes into the kitchen to make breakfast. And before she's even made it into the kitchen, the television is on and the news is on. So when I would come and, come to have breakfast or help her make breakfast, I would go and I would hit the mute button and she would get so upset. And I said, look, I don't live with you anymore. I'm here for a very short time and I refuse to have that garbage start my day. You can listen to it or I will sit here with my AirPods in and then you can listen to the TV. And I've done that. I've sat at the breakfast table with my AirPods in, listening to music or meditation music or some podcast of something that's positive mental attitude related, just so I didn't have to listen to the news because it's just on repeat, on repeat, on repeat.
Yep.
My work day is over and the 6 o'clock news is on and it's the same thing.
Yep.
And so I don't watch the news. And she's like, well, how do you not know what's going on? Don't worry. There's always going to be somebody out there who's going to watch the news and tell me what's
Tell
going
you
on.
about it.
I don't
Yeah.
need firsthand information.
Right.
I
Wow.
want things going into my head that are beneficial to me and my growth.
Yeah.
Agree.
That's
Agree.
that's
Yeah, agree.
I
Diane, are you
think
ready to say things now? She's
I
in, I
am.
think. Okay.
Apologize. Had a hard time getting my screen up. But three takeaways that hits me and I'm not doing is implementation, repetition, and seeking help when I'm struggling. And the fact that, like you say, you're utilizing that you have Marguerite, that you're in affiliation with, that you're talking to, not utilizing all of the people and the tools that I have. And if you do so, like looking at you and looking at other people in the business, it's just not possible to not succeed if you follow the process, or if you, yeah, just commit to the process and be committed to the process.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%. And when you struggle and you don't ask for help, it's like when your kids are young, if they need help, they come and say, "Mom, put my shoes on." Right? So why can't we do that as adults? Why can't we go and ask for help when we need it? And I know it's this thing of I should know how to do this, but this business is not something that I've done for very long. Marguerite's done it for a long time. Nick has done it for a long time. I haven't done it for a long time. So why wouldn't I ask for help when when you're learning? It's like going to school, right? You're learning from your teachers who have done whatever it is they're teaching you, hopefully. So, what you ask them for help if you're struggling with your homework, why would you not do the same thing here? And I think having that, taking 5-10 minutes at the end of every day. So as I mentioned, I start my day off with meditation in the morning, and I end my day with meditation. But before I do the meditation, the best way for me to have a successful night meditation is to clear my mind. And so I will say, okay, Davina, what were your wins today? So it could be I was terrified to ethor this one person that I have a great conversation with, but I did it, right? So what was my win? I got one assessment booked, or I sent out 3 invites. Doesn't matter if they didn't respond or if they said no, but the fact is you did something that you were struggling with. So these are my wins. Okay, what did I struggle with? I track how many hours I do with the new skin business. So spending time with you all on Sunday, having these training calls, I actually log my hours because, as I'm sure you've kind of figured out by now, I'm very spreadsheet oriented. I'm very, I need to see things, right? With my calendar, I need to know how much time is going into my job. I'm getting paid for 40 hours. So even though I'm salaried, I don't work more than 40 hours. They don't deserve more than 40 hours if you're only going to pay me for 40. So the rest of my time, where does that go? I block out, an hour every day to study for this exam that I'm doing. The rest of the time is new skin. So I actually track my hours. And when I was in my really low funk back at the end of January, I only spent 4 hours doing new skin. And then you wonder why I had no results. But 2 weeks prior to that, I spent 30 hours doing new skin, and I booked 10 assessments and did 10 assessments with Nick that week. So it's so having that recognition of actually making a note of whatever works for you. So for me, it's to say, I put in this many hours and this is the result. So when I put in 4 hours and I got nothing, but I put in 30 hours and I got 10 assessments, it shows me where I need to work and what I'm struggling on and where I can do better.
Can I ask you something? How do you track your hours? What app? Spreadsheet? You have a template?
Oh, I just have an Excel spreadsheet on my Google Drive. And I do like, I have it listed as my basic contacting. So my goal is 1 hour every day to be reaching out. So whether that's doing the initial, hey, long time no talk, how are you doing? Or I've already sending an Ethor invite, following up on an Ethor invite, booking an assessment. Those I like to spend, the goal is to spend 1 hour every day doing that. My mindset reading is 15 minutes every day. So there's an hour, 15 minutes. And then having those different calls, like Marguerite's doing this call, this is another hour. Then there's the 9 o'clock call. So that's another hour, right? So that's your training. How many hours are you spending in training? And then, what else are you doing for your business? So for example, one of the great ways to promote products is social media. So maybe you take 15 minutes every day and post on social media, or you make your clips in the morning. Like I've seen Diane, I've seen your Lumi Spa posts. Like they're fantastic. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real and authentic. So, today after this call, I'm going to post a picture of my 2 books with my prism, and I'm going to talk, call it what my presentation is called, Building Wealth, Building Mindset. But I'm doing something to put something business related out there so that when these people on social media, when I reach out to them, it's not going to be a complete surprise because they're going to start seeing me post business related things.
Yeah.
And some of them may just even message you and be like, hey, what is that you posted?
Mm.
And it opens up the door. So doing different things for your business to keep it exciting. It doesn't just all have to be talking to people, booking assessments, making customers, right? You can read for your growth. You can do a social media post on, look at this product that I'm using, do a comparison. Like, Marguerite, we talked about yesterday, getting that, whatever serum from the other store and doing a comparison with our products, right? So do little things like that, whatever it is, get together with your group if they're local and do like the whole team when they were in India and everybody had you guys all had your face masks on and you were taking videos and pictures. And I just loved seeing that. Like every day I was opening and going and finding everybody individually if you didn't pop up on my newsfeed, just so I could see what you guys were doing in India. Because it was so exciting to me. So imagine, people that know you, they're doing the same thing. They want to see what you're up to. So make it different, make it fun, make it exciting, and just do different things for your business that are positive mental attitude related type things. And that's going to help you start to feel better. You're going to portray yourself in a more positive way. Yes, you're going to have days where you just want to choke everybody and you're just having a really rough day, and it's okay. It is 100% okay to have those days. I just had 3 weeks of them in a row. It was a struggle, but I got out of it, and I said, and then my health last week was really bad. And when I started feeling, better towards the end of the week, the first thing I said was, I have to go on Sunday. I need to be around Pat, Marguerite, Diane, whoever's there. I need to be around those people because those are the people who bring good into my life, positive into my life.
Yes, you need that energy
Yeah.
to just pump it into you. The thing
Exactly.
is, I have one struggle. I don't know if I really wanted to help is how to track or what method to track to be more effective. Then I can actively see what time that I put it in what. That's the things that bogging me down.
Okay, so I will share my Excel tracker on the Facebook groups. I'll share this presentation on the Facebook group so that you guys have the resources. Feel free to tweak them, whichever whichever group. I can put it in the Prism group. I can put it in all the groups.
DC social partners.
Yeah, I can put it in there. I think that's where I put the flyer in. So I can put different things in there.
Yes. I saw your flyer.
Yeah. So I'll put
great.
I'll put the presentation in there. I'll put the tracker in there. Feel free to use it, tweak it, adjust it, whatever it is, however you want to use it. And that'll just show you how many hours you're actually putting into the business that will show the results of what you're getting. If you're putting in 2 hours a week and you're like, well, I did so much work this month, and it's literally like 15 minutes every day in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening, and that's all you're doing, that's only 30 minutes a day. That's nothing. Right. But some people think like, wow, that was a lot of things. I read this book, and it's a lot.
The judgment.
Right. And so this is all about really being honest with yourself and really saying, am I doing the work to get the results that I want? And I can tell you 100%, I did the work to go gold so that my downline could also become a BR so we could be India eligible. But then I completely dropped because I didn't put in the work because life happened, things got in the way.
Happens,
everything, right? And so now I'm in a different place again. And so here we go again. And the books that I suggested, talk to your upline, your mentor. You can pick other books.
I'm reading. I'm actually reading this because that was OTG's last month's book, and I have not finished yet.
Yeah, it is the one thing that, like I said in my presentation, that hit me to the core was the whole thing about looking at your income and how many days can you survive on that income.
Okay.
And I mean, that I read that a month ago and I'm still affected by it. That might have been part of the reason why I went into my little funk, because this was like a slap in the face. It was reality for me. Yeah. So that book is absolutely phenomenal.
Also, another thing I learned from you, what you said, when you're reading, you said you sit there reading, over the years, because I have a little bit of language barrier, right? Especially with the reading,
Yeah.
So, and I love books and I love documentary books, right? And when I
Mhm.
moved to this country, because learning language, the one thing was missing is reading the books.
Yeah.
I was so desperate. And then I met going through school was crazy. I had to cut the textbook chapter by chapter so I can carry those chapters with me, textbook. Anyway,
Yeah.
Audible came out. When Audible came out, I was like, oh my God, that's my savior.
Yeah.
So I started
Yeah.
listening to Audible book. Now I got used to every time I get in the car, I have to just put something on. The books are so a lot of books I read, I listened to all those books. And
But here's my question. How much did you actually pay attention to what you were listening to
that's the
while you were
point. Yes.
yes.
I'm so glad you said that. That was my point. I try and bring it out too. And then I
Yes.
realized so many books that when I hear it, yes, oh, okay, yeah, right. And guess what? Ain't one at the other, So I mean, I did retain something, but it's not good enough because, like you said, it not really studied to it. So this book does not have Audible. I had to
Oh,
buy, yeah.
yeah.
Believe
Yeah.
that. It does not have one. I had to, now you know what? I actually deprived myself of reading the over this many years. It's about when Audible first came out till now, I was the very beginning of a customer to using Audible. So, and I found myself have a hard time to actually reading. I'm coloring it, I'm enjoying it, but it's very, very
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
But
And that's okay. Like you just take whatever time you need to take to get through the book because remember, this is your individual journey.
yeah.
This is not
But I,
my
pau-
journey.
I but I paused it. So that's the
But
problem. Like you said,
yeah,
when you hit the roadblock, get
yeah,
get difficulties. It's so
yeah,
easy. Mm, you just
yeah,
do something else instead.
yeah.
So I'll get back to it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I think that's why like having 5 pages or 15 minutes, it's so small, right? But
Yeah.
if that's too much for you, then you can say one section, right? Because some of the sections are very small. It doesn't
Yes.
take the
Yes.
whole page, right? Then you can just say, you know
Absolutely.
what, today I'm
Yeah.
just going to study this one section.
Yeah.
And if you choose to go by Audible, there's nothing wrong with listening to Audible books if they're available. But if you choose to do that, just remember that you should be sitting down with a
Yeah.
piece of paper and be
Yes.
prepared to hit rewind to write down those answers to those 3 questions.
Yeah. I did this, but I have
Because
a question. But thank you so much for that
yeah,
question.
yeah,
I guess
because
every
that's
section.
that
Yeah.
that whole thing about listening to audiobooks is you get distracted, then you're thinking about I got to do laundry, and then you've missed the whole thing. So that's why I don't do audible books. I only do physical in my hand books for everything. Fiction, nonfiction, personal growth. I need a book in my hand.
God
And
bless.
this is why. This is why,
Yeah.
because your
Okay.
mind will start wandering with everything else. And so staying on track and focusing, put a timer on and say, I know I only have to do this for 15 minutes. Whatever I get through in 15 minutes, that's it for the day. And that's okay.
Great idea. That's really, really awesome. Yeah, you see the tools that we have it, we use this for other things, but we're
Mhm.
not thinking about it to apply to these things. Like when
Yeah.
you go to school, when you do learning math and physics, you get a function, you get a formula, right? So
Yeah.
one of those formula you have to know once as you learn, you got to more formulas. Then solving a problem, you got to know which formula can apply this to help you solve the problem. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
And this
so
is the formula,
glad.
right? So for me
Yeah.
personally, for my new skin business, my formula is I read my book, I do 1 hour of contacting. I'm now getting ready to go back to doing social media posting every day, something business related, so that it's constantly out there with my network. That way, when you introduce a product, people are not like all of a sudden out of nowhere, where is this coming from? And then, you do your assessments. You're joining all of these calls for your training and your advancement. Every little bit goes a long way for your business.
Yes. The contacting, how do you do in a 1 hour? What type of a difference contacting you do? I'm sorry.
So
It's
So today, yeah, so in our group we have it broken into 3 sections. There is the warm up, then there's the inviting and creating appointments, and then there's the follow up. So today, what I did was I spent 1 hour on doing just the initial contact, which is,
Okay.
hey, good morning. How are you doing? Long time no talk. Go to the next
Mhm.
person. Hey, good morning. How are you doing? Long time no talk. Or, love seeing your social yesterday. That was a great post. I'm so glad you and the kids had fun. People that you're talking to, right? Just talking to them, starting that conversation
You
with them.
you just comment in the post or you take them into the messenger?
Most of them were on my phone through text message.
Text message.
Yeah, because it's more personal. Now, if you don't have their phone number, that's okay. Send them a Facebook message. Don't comment. Like, you can comment on their post, but then take the time to send them a personal message, because they're going to be like, wow, she really took the time to say. And you can, if you know people who are not in the same group circle, copy
Mhm.
paste, copy paste, copy paste. That's basically what 1 hour to this morning. I was just
Well, how
sending
many-
messages to people I hadn't spoken to in forever, just going, okay, here we go. I'm just going to restart the relationship, right? Rebuild those authentic connections. So then tomorrow, what I'm going to do is all of the people that I had already sent Ethor invites to that maybe didn't respond. Tomorrow, I'm going to spend an hour going through that list
follow
and
up?
reaching back out to them and seeing if I can get those appointments set. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to follow up with the people that
Oh,
didn't respond, or people who have already had assessments that maybe they didn't become a customer, but maybe saying, hey, I just wanted to reach out again and say thank you so much for doing the assessment and helping me with my training 2 weeks ago. Had you had a chance to think about it? Do you have any other additional feedback?
you have a
And
set
then,
of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
Continue.
yeah. And so you just, when you create your contact list in a book, like in a little notebook, then you
Mm-hmm.
can write down the names and where they're from, and then just check off, or do it online if you want to use an Excel spreadsheet or a Word document as you're going through the list of people. And of course, mine is on an Excel spreadsheet. So with all my notes.
So you're
So
using a Google sheet or you're using Excel sheet? That's a little bit of
Google
different.
Sheet, it's in my Google Drive. It's the same thing. Google Sheet and Excel is the same. It's just Google Sheet is on your Google Drive and Excel sheet is on your computer. It's the same thing. So if I do it on my computer, I can drag and drop it, save that file into my Google Drive, and it becomes a Google Sheet. So it's the same
Oh,
thing.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because
So,
Google has its own lot of things and has a little
yeah.
bit different functionality. And I'm
Yeah.
only used to a Microsoft softwares.
Yeah. So if
So,
you do Excel on your computer and then you save
uh-huh,
it, and let's say you have a Gmail and you open your
uh-huh.
Google Drive, if you drag that Excel
Drag it
file
into.
into the folder, it becomes a Google Sheet. Then you can open it like a Google Sheet.
Okay, that's awesome. Learning, everything, every day
Yeah.
is learning. So great. So you have every day in a 1 hour with a group of people, they so called a power hour.
Yep. So Nick is my upline. So
Mm-hmm.
with his group, every day for 1 hour, we do power hour.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'll do training conversations if things have come up.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we will just sit with all of our headphones on
Mm-hmm.
mute, and all we're doing is
Right,
contacting.
right.
And
I've
then something will come up. I'll unmute myself and say, hey, Nick, I have a quick question. Whenever you're done, then he'll say, okay, let
okay,
me finish. Then he'll say, what's your question? And then we'll talk. But otherwise, we
okay.
can just go the whole hour with just contacting.
Right. I've been stalking a lot of Americans, so I've been sneaking in their power hours, but not yours. I never said. So they have a certain commands to tell you, okay, in this 15 minutes you do this, and this other 15. I don't
You
mean it
can
that,
pick.
but
You
right,
can
I
pick, like,
understand. It doesn't
yeah.
have to be a certain task, but have that environment that force you to concentrate, sit down to do in 1 hour of
So
the
our power hour is just for contacting, setting appointments, and doing
right,
follow-ups. That is
right,
our power hour.
right.
Sometimes we'll start power hour with, hey, how are you? And I'll say, hey, Nick, I have a question. I was really struggling with this. And then the whole hour becomes talking about that. So
Okay,
then I count that as 1 hour of training.
okay.
Then I have to find somewhere in my day another hour to do my
To do that.
contacting.
I
Yeah.
got you. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay. Well, so you have a set a time to do that.
Yeah.
Wow. God,
So
God bless.
6 to 6:30 is my reading and answering my questions in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And then 8 to 9 o'clock is basic contacting.
Wow. Monday
And then I'll
through
do whatever else comes up during the day.
Sunday through Saturday, every day.
Yeah.
You,
Of course, I don't text people Saturday and Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. I
no,
wait until 10. But
right, right,
yes,
right.
same thing. I get up early. I read my book at 6 to 6:30, even on Saturday and Sunday. I don't sleep in. So, but I also go to bed very early. So,
Wow. So I'm me and my another sideline, I don't know, we try to start do the power hour too. But like a Saturday, Sunday often, just kind of
so
just
yeah, so
disappears.
Saturday and Sunday we do it on our own,
Oh, okay.
but as a group, it's Monday to Friday.
Monday through, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday. Can I jump in one day?
Yeah, I'll let Nick know. I'll send you the invite. Well, I
Okay.
think we're at time, Marguerite.
Oh, yes, we are. I'm
That was a
sorry.
good
Thank you so
conversation. Thank
much. I
you.
really, really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Well, wait a minute. I don't
Yeah.
even know what. Anyway, my Zoom is unlimited time, so it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay.
Yeah.
We can
So
keep
it's
going then. If you have more questions,
yeah.
I'm here. So,
Yeah. It's
Okay.
interesting. So I am because I did New Skin Tour for so long. So back then there's no such thing about goal setting. Maybe there was, but we don't
Oh, I
know.
do have another question.
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Uh,
The question girl. Okay.
yeah, the question girl. I need to find a way because I don't really have anybody train me with the system. I try to find a way that it will make me show me the results. But I just realized somehow, some way, I'm not having to apply the right method to myself. So I don't see much,
Yeah.
and basically the one too difficult thing is like okay, you set a goal, it's like you see 5 years ago, and breaking down all the way down to a daily tasks. I don't know how to do that. That's the one
So
thing.
let me share my screen just to give you an idea. And this is going to be one of the spreadsheets. This is my tracking. So I'll share this with you guys, but this is how I log my hours. So today I read for 15 minutes. I did my 1 hour of contacting. I did not have any assessments scheduled. I haven't done my post, my social media post yet. And 1 hour of training is this call. And then down here, my total for the whole week will show up. So as you can see, just like I said, a couple of weeks ago, I spent 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
But last week, I spent 15 hours.
Uh-huh.
So you can see that the productivity is based on how many hours. This was my most successful week.
Uh-huh.
And so my goal for me to become a lapis and a ruby, my goal that I talked to Nick about was I need to spend 30 hours a week doing my business. That's almost like having another full-time job.
Yeah.
But if I expect to become a ruby by September 1st or whatever date, then I have
Uh-huh.
to put in that work,
Yes.
right? But if I'm
Uh-huh.
going to do 4 hours worth of work, I'm going to stay at a BA, right? So
Okay.
this is helping me with my awareness of what am I doing? Where is my business time going? Am I doing it effectively? And what are the results if I put in the hours?
This is
So,
very helpful to me. To
yeah,
me,
so I will
this is
share this spreadsheet with you guys. So
So what
0.25
happened?
is 15 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
think I'm really bad because I never gone through these,
the
so
thing is,
like
yeah.
the three-way call, I have no idea how to do a three-way call. I need to be on the fly on the wall one day when someone does a three-way call and let me listen to how they do it because I have no idea because it was always face to face,
So
Yeah.
right
because
now,
that
all of
generation,
our calls are
that
by Zoom.
generation.
Yeah. So all of our calls are by Zoom. So all my assessments, I shouldn't say all, I would say probably 98% of my assessments I do with Nick, but Nick runs the call so that I
Mhm.
can make
You
notes,
can learn.
hear what he's saying, and I can learn. The other 2%, I've either done paper assessments or I've done them myself because there was a scheduling conflict and, Nick got double booked or some emergency came up. And so I just said, well, he's not here, but me and my person are, so I have to do it. and that's how you learn, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. So
this is how you learn.
how do you measure them when you do assessment online? There's no physical measurement.
Correct. So, for example, I did one for a friend of mine online, and then she doesn't live too far from me, but because of our schedule, I couldn't go to her house or have her come to me to do the assessment.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what I did was I said, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And she was like, I'm just around. And I said, great, let me know a day and time, and I will swing by real quick, scan you. I have another friend in Chicago who's a BA. She's not really doing the business, but she signed up as a BA because eventually she wants to do something. And so we did an assessment because I told her, I said, this is part of the training. So I need your help to do the assessment. And now I just need to find somebody in Chicago who's willing to scan her.
I got you.
So you just
I
use
got
your
you.
network. You use your sideline, your upline, your downline. Somebody in your network is going to know somebody somewhere who can do the scan.
Right. It's gonna happen. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you break down your 5-year goal into daily task?
Okay. So, hold on.
I'm
Let me get
challenging
this.
you.
No, this is a good question. Good question.
Treat me as your downline, the newbie, your new BA.
Let's
And you
do
pay
it.
her 5%, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay.
Do
So
it.
the first thing that you have to do
Mm,
is you need to write down your vision. So I am
okay.
going to read to you what my
Okay.
vision is. Okay. It's
Okay.
long, so I'm going to have chat tomorrow help me shrink it down.
Okay.
Okay. So here's my vision. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. To build a life I don't need a vacation from and become a Ruby is my vision for 2026. It is now 2031. I have built a network of happy and healthy families across the globe, giving people time back to love and grow with their family. I was able to give back to my parents for all they've done for me so they can enjoy the rest of their lives doing what they love, traveling and being with friends and family. I continued the legacy of my grandparents, which was always providing for those in need what? A hug, clean water, medical care, anything. I love the freedom I have to have a life in the US and Kenya and watching my brother grow in his life and career, knowing I can support him without restraint of time or money. My life is calm, peaceful, adventurous, and I continue connecting with people as I travel the world, putting my feet in all 7 continents and every country. I am happy, healthy, and I have made my family proud of who I have become. So I started with
Wow.
what I want to be in 2026, which is a Ruby.
Uh-huh.
But then I go up 5 years. So
Uh-huh.
I don't have kids. So for me, it's my parents and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, when you listen to what I write in my vision, everything is revolved around having an income, right? So
Right.
being able to travel, support my family. So for me, it's like, okay, what is the plan? So I need 3 BRs.
Okay.
One is doing 5,000 points in my
Uh-huh.
front line.
Right.
One is doing 10,000 points. One is doing, and 2 are doing 20,000 points or whatever it is for Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
So, or I think it's what, 5, 10, 20, and 30, right? So if that's my goal, so now, okay, to get those BRs, right? So I now know I need 4 legs. So I have to find 4 groups of people that don't know each other. So my BR that I have who's India eligible, we know a huge Indian community together. So as I reach out to those people, and if any of them say yes, they're going to go under his leg because I want to build his leg, right?
Mhm.
Then I've got my friend in Chicago. Once she gets over whatever she has to get over, we work her network. Her and I don't know anybody together. So her network is going to be just her. So building that leg. So then you have to determine how much time are you spending with your frontline? How much time are you spending teaching your frontline with the next level and the next level and the next level? So the deeper you go, the more chance that all those other people are going to stay if you focus on the most bottom new person. Because if you get them to BR, all the people above are going to realize, oh, well, that one's BR. So, and I did my points, so now I'm BR, and oh, now I'm a gold, and no, I'm, So then you figure out that part of it. Then you break that down and say, okay, if I need to teach my one BR leg, they need to do 5,000 points. How many customers do they need to have? Okay, how many assessments does that take? So let's make a goal of doing 30 assessments every month. If you want 30 assessments, that means you might have to talk to 75 people every month. Figure out whatever that number is. And then as you learn how your team is, you can change those goals and break it down. So that's why I do 1 hour of contacting, because I have not figured out how many people I'm reaching out in that hour. Sometimes it's 5 people, because then the conversation keeps going. 30 people, right? So then maybe you can say to your team, every day I want you to reach out to 6 people, and only 6 people. Don't worry about everybody else. Tomorrow you'll do a different 6, but then you'll also follow up with any of the first 6 that responded. So you have to kind of just figure out the big picture, and then what is a little bit smaller than that, to 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 get you to your daily. I don't know how helpful that was, but I hope that was
It
somewhat
is very,
helpful.
very, very, I understand. So that's the concept. So there's a
Mhm.
number, I think they have the number, the formula. Now we can get into one of those formula. I'm going to ask you. You say 2 out of 10 statistically, right? And they will agree to become your customer as when you
Yeah.
go through the assessment, right? And they also said like how many presentation you have to do. The old days they have like a become a BR. How
So
many presentation?
yeah.
I forgot. Like
So
a
I don't do it that way. What
no?
I
Okay.
do is I talk to them about the assessment,
Okay.
and then at the very end of the assessment, I
Uh-huh.
will say, hey, I really appreciate your time. Do you know anybody that we can do this with that would be interested in having this assessment and supporting my training?
Okay.
And then they'll say yes or no. And then you can ask them, is there anything about our conversation today that you think is intriguing that you would like to talk more about? And if they say, yeah, man, you were talking about that prism, I really have to go now, but I have so many questions. Then when you talk to them and you schedule, and don't get off the call without scheduling the next call.
Oh
Then you
yes.
schedule the next call, and then at
Mm-hmm.
that Prism call, you say, you know what? I'm so glad you're so excited about this, because I would love to help you make money using this device. Would you be interested, or would you be open?
That's the last part of Ethor
Mm-hmm.
referral.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Referral,
Okay.
but then you're also trying to gauge if they would have any interest in talking more about the business.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
if they say to you, I really like the Prism, then you can even say, even if you have all the time in the world, you can say, well, I have to go, but let's do another get together, let's do another call, and let me talk to you more about the Prism, because I want to make sure you understand how it works. And
Mm-hmm.
then cut that call, book your next call, and then get off that phone. Leave them wanting more.
Uh-huh. The whatchamacallit? The
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 hook.
sense of
Fear of
a
loss.
fear of lost. There you go.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, yes. It's always a very good strategy. I had another question, but my brain was not remembering. But as Marguerite talks, then my questions are gonna come.
Oh,
Sounds good.
don't know. So hold on. How come? Yeah,
We
am
can
I?
see
I'm
you.
on.
We
Oh,
can hear you.
I'm on.
Yeah, you on. We see you.
Um, I have not learned when you talk to people when they want to know about more about uh Prism or the business, how much information to give out? Where do I find the information? Should it be delivered by myself or should I send them a short video?
So it's funny you asked me this because this is what I've been struggling with. And this is what I talked to Nick about last week.
Uh-huh.
Depends on the situation. So, for example, I sent out an Ethor invite, and
Mhm.
6 of the 10 people I sent the Ethor, 4 didn't answer me. And then the other 6 were like, well, what is it about? Well, tell me more. And so there is a video you can share, but you don't want to give them too much information too quickly and scare them away. So Nick taught me that the way to respond is to say, this is why I'd like to give you on a call. It's hard to explain over text or phone because I need to show you what we're doing, and turn it back around and try to get that assessment appointment.
What do
And
you do at the
then there's
assessment? What do you do at the assessment appointment? You're doing actually like a Zoom. You are doing a Zoom. Are you doing a like a 20-page PowerPoint presentation or no?
Oh,
No.
so it's that, that assessment form that we were talking about when I came back from kickoff?
Yeah, the one that says what do you eat, stuff like that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
you
Yeah.
okay,
can
we're
you can
concentrating on Prism. Okay.
yeah, so you can actually talk to them, like you can create your own like beauty questions, like, do you have wrinkles? Are you worried about, tell me what about your face that you would like to improve. Tell me what about your body, so from the neck down, that you would like to improve. And the most common answer is wrinkles, dark circles, and I'm fat, I need to lose weight. Those are the most common responses my group, everybody I've done an assessment for. So if they're more focused on beauty, then you can say, well, great, we have these great products, I'm happy to introduce you to them. Let me show you our website. If you're in person, you take your laptop with you and open up your own new skin site and say, these are the retail prices. But if you sign up, I can give you member price. There's no cost to signing up. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. But what I can do is, on your member profile, I'll recommend some products and put them in the cart for you. When you're ready to purchase, if you would like to purchase, you go in to your account, into the wallet, add your credit card, make your purchase. But there's no pressure. You don't have to buy anything. And they're more likely to then create a member account, see the products, and then you show them, this is your member profile. Here are all access to the products. Here are the product resources. So you can get all the questions, answered about the product. So you want to give them the resources without doing too much talking. Direct them to the resources, let them do their own homework. And if you're able to close a sale right then and there, great. There are a couple of Prism videos. I'll have to see which one, and I'll share that with you that I use. I just need to go find the link, so I can share that as well with what I use. And if people have questions, you can share, this, that, and the other with them.
Yeah. So, OTG used to have a short video, 3-minute video that we used to use that one to send to people because it doesn't tell very much, but just trying to get the interest. And then those video got too old and the people
Yeah, there's some
changed.
new ones out.
So
Yeah,
there are new
there's
ones.
some
I
there's some
haven't seen any new ones.
Yeah. I'll dig around, and I'll
Yeah.
post the link on in the group chat so that
Okay. Okay.
they can be shared around. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are we spending too much of your time? Hold on a second. What
No,
time is it?
look, I have nothing to do except now go and read my personal book for fun until the 9 o'clock call. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
happy to stay on.
Okay.
9 o'clock is usually when I go to bed, Marguerite. You've changed my whole schedule around. So
I'm sorry. No, the nine
no,
o'clock
it's
one is
good.
not.
I
It's
love
actually
joining at
Mimi.
9.
It's
Yeah,
no,
no,
the
I
nine
love joining
o'clock
at
is
9.
this guy named Tom Poulos. He is a doctor from New York. He moved to Las Vegas right now. He's doing so. He is a Wayne Rosencrantz group that does me. That's
Yeah.
May's upline. That's May's
Yeah.
upline. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so
So
that,
yeah.
yeah. So when I see who's coming, then I'm like, okay, you're not going to bed early, but
Yeah,
it's okay
true.
because, it's
Yeah,
worth it, right? This is my
it's worth it.
business. So,
That's a business.
um,
That's correct.
yeah.
There is a good one this afternoon, but I know you're working. It was from 3:30 to 4:40. It was a good one by Dr.
Wow.
Ban Lo. And
Mhm.
they claim when they have the recording, they'll post it on YouTube. So I
Okay.
did audio recording. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm gonna have to send the audio recording, take it out and send it to May and see May can play with it. And then can I put it in Messenger or not? I'm not really sure because I'm not
Okay.
that savvy. I could, she said, you video it. And I said, I don't know how to video a video. I mean, a video, a Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But I
To
yeah,
can,
do,
if they share it, that'd be great to
yeah,
listen.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be
that was a
great.
good one. It turned out
That'd be
that
great.
was a very good one. And I
Yeah.
took pictures. So some of the ones that was fast enough, I took pictures of the talk, the pictures of the PowerPoint. But I
Uh-huh.
think Dr. Ben, a lot of it is the verbiage that he used was very good. Yeah.
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 They're
I know
very
Lee,
experienced.
yeah, he's very experienced because he's a
Yeah.
doctor. He's a doctor.
Right.
So I like Dr. Banlow because he makes it simpler so for us who are not doctors can use it. Because sometimes when you're doctors, the stuff you use are very technical, and I cannot duplicate that.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see. We will see what happened there. Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay, you
think
two
I
Anything
can talk
else?
because we're on our way. We should be going home now. So I'll re-sign up when I get home. See if you're
okay.
still
Okay.
on. Okay.
Do we need to
Yeah,
leave
it's
the
okay.
recording on, or
No,
you want
you
to
don't
stop the
need. You don't
recording?
need.
Yeah.
In the Diane's had any questions? Diane's still on. Diane, fire away. Because I'm not good enough for upline for Diane because I can't do the three-way, what do you call the three-way, whatever call. Yeah. So I said, I need to learn it myself. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
got
can
it.
log out. It's okay because Lily is on. I think unless Lily changed the, hold
Lily's
on a second.
here. I think she's here. Yeah. I got a real
Yeah.
quick question. If you like, I think maybe you
Yeah.
could go relax a little bit before you get on another call.
Oh, no, no, you're
Um,
fine.
when you say you send a member invite with the product offer, are you mean you send a product offer for them to sign a membership? How do you do that?
No, no, I just go to my Stella app and I copy the link that you can invite somebody to be a member.
Right.
And then I open up another web browser and I
Uh-huh.
put that link in there and then I sign them up. I say, okay, put your email address. Let's get you a free account. And
Okay.
then once they're in their new skin member account, then you
Uh-huh.
say, hey, these are the products I recommend. Based off of our conversation today, I think Life Pack Elements and collagen would be great for you. Because you're
Gotcha.
struggling to sleep at night. I think, nighttime is good. So I'm just going to put
Mhm.
all of these in the cart. You can,
Mm,
pick and choose if you want something, if you don't want something, if you want it all. Your credit card
gotcha.
information is not in here, so you don't have to worry about being charged,
Gotcha.
whenever you're ready to place an order.
Huh. That is a very clever move. That's a very clever move. If
Because
you
then
get,
New Skin starts sending them emails, right, about different promotions, so then they don't
yep,
forget about it. Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I had two more questions, but I can't think of it because as Marguerite talk, a question she like a trigger.
Am I
She
your
triggers
trigger
my
person or
questions.
something?
Yeah.
But
I'm your trigger
yeah,
person or something?
yeah,
Okay.
yes, you are, you are. When you're talking and it triggers my question. So that's
Diane, ask questions.
What?
yeah. Go ahead, Diane.
Uh, okay. I keep having trouble. Sorry.
You're okay. We can hear you. We can see you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no questions. Just your wealth of information. Again, just how to have the courage to talk to people. You say during the ether, like me personally, and I think I need to give it up. Just trying to get people to go and do with me, more specifically family, to stop leaning on family, but to just like I've been stepped away, taking notes, and to just to take the action. Like May was saying, you send them an evite, you create the account, and you add the stuff to the cart.
So if I'm doing an assessment in person or over Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
what I will do is I will click on my Stella account to get that. If you go to on your Stella account, if you click on the last whatever prompt it is for your account, you can go to sign up. And when you click on sign up, there's three options. There's like member, customer, and affiliate option. So I copy the code for the member and I paste that into the web browser so that it opens up the member referral. So that way that member is now tied to your Stella account. That's how Nu Skin knows that that is your member and not May's member, because you're using your referral code.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then and Diane, we can talk about this on Sunday. I can show you on the app, but
Okay.
that's basically how you create your referral code. You help them create a member account. And then once you have logged into their member account with them, then you can say, okay, these are the products I recommend based on our conversations. I'm going to put them in the cart for you so that you don't need to write them down.
They're not year based, so.
But that way you have them so that you know, if you have questions, maybe you say, I want this product right now, but I don't want the other product. So you can pick and choose. Then you can go into your wallet and add your own credit card information. So this is what I want to tell you, that we're not charging you anything. You're not forced to buy anything. These are just what we recommend.
So you're going to be there this Sunday?
I will be there on
'Cause
Sunday.
I am definitely more visual than.
Yeah. And you know, the thing to remember, and you said something that reminded me, biggest lesson that I am learning, and I'm still learning it every day, and I am struggling with it, is intention. When you pick up your phone to send a text message, or you open your Facebook to send a Facebook message to somebody, before you do that, what is your intention? The second you have doubt, oh, I don't know if they're going to even appreciate this. Oh, I'm scared to send this invite. It is crazy how the universe works, because that intention then has already gone out there. So when you do send them the Ethor invite and they say, yeah, I'm not interested, or thank you, but no thank you, or they do the assessment, but they don't buy anything, that intention you put out there from the very beginning is very powerful. I have been learning this through the whole month of January and February. So my first week was really good because I was sending out invites and I was like, oh, this person and that person. And when not a single one of them became a customer or a member or bought anything, my following week, I started sinking down low. I started losing faith in myself. And I started going, oh my God, now what if I send it to this person and the same thing's going to happen? And then that's exactly what happened. I had nothing. But I had an assessment on Sunday after I left and I got home. I had an assessment at 7 p.m. But when I had sent this girl the assessment invite, the Ethor invite, my intention was, she's going to become an affiliate. We're going to focus on social media selling because I know her personality, doing the business isn't really her thing, but she knows people. And so on Sunday, yesterday, we did the assessment. She's an affiliate, and we're going to start training her on social media selling.
Yeah. Okay. That actually, you triggered my another question, is like well, everybody has a big upline that's being trained, and then you have something, right? Part of the system, then you can train offer the next person. When you speaking, the posture is different. That intention you just mentioned. I can train you, I can teach you how to do it. Because I can't even figure out myself what I'm gonna do. So it's a very weak. I'm so glad you're speaking in that point. It's a very weak when a couple of people are asking, okay, this is business part of this. I say, okay, what do I do then? It just puts me right back into the shower. Because I don't know. I really don't know what to do.
Yeah. And so that's why the way we've come up with this new Ethor invite that Nick put together, that he showed at kickoff is so
Uh-huh.
good, because when somebody says, well, what is this? And your immediate reaction is, I don't know. Now they're not going to have faith in me. Remember the T, I'm in training. I'm still learning. And so don't be afraid, because you've already told them once you're in training, right? That was part of the Ethor invite.
Right,
That's
right.
a fantastic question. I'm still in training. So I would love to hear you ask my mentor this question so that I can learn what the response is.
Okay. The part is yes, they agreed. Like I say, I after I went through the Ether invite, they come in, they have the assessment with me, and then also pose the question. There's a business part of it if you're into it. Yeah, I'm interested. What do I
Mhm.
do? See, that's the part. I
So
don't have
that's
I can't give him a mentor because I don't have it.
okay. So something that you do there is say, you know, you want to be careful with your time. Okay. So if you're, let's say you're doing an assessment in person and you tell them, I only have an hour, and let's say you go over a little bit you might have 6 hours free. Okay. It doesn't matter. But you've already said, hey, I just need an hour of your time. And now you've gone over 15 minutes because you were having a great conversation with the assessment. And then they say to you, you know, hey, I want to know more about the business. Listen, I'm so glad. Let's do another call because I have to run for a different appointment. But let's do a call so I can give you my undivided attention and then we can talk business. And especially because I know you've already gotten so much information today, I don't want to overwhelm you.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you walk away, schedule that next call with them or next in-person appointment to talk
Mm-hmm.
the business. And don't
Mm-hmm.
wait too long. Just say, hey, are you free tomorrow? Or are you free in a couple of days? Don't say, are you
Mm,
free in 2 weeks? In 2 weeks,
right.
they're not going to be interested
No,
anymore.
no. That I know. That part I
24 to
definitely know.
48 hours, you
I
schedule
lost
that next appointment.
yeah. I lost so many of those, so that's okay. It's not even funny. Right.
Well, listen,
So when it come
you're
next,
learning something new, May. You're in training with the Prism. Go back and reach out to those people. Hey, remember you were interested in the business. I just wanted to share this new thing we have with you.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's great. That's great.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't want you to commit to anything if you're not interested, but I know you were interested before product out, this intelligent wellness product. I really want to
Uh-huh.
share it with you.
Now, if now next time, what do I do with them? So what do I give them like a systemized training to those people?
So what I'm learning through Charlie's team is once they become an affiliate, to gauge the level of seriousness, two
Mm-hmm.
things they need to do.
Okay.
They need to do a power hour call with you Monday to Friday, where you pick the date. Yeah, this is all part of building that leg, and then the next leg, and then the next leg. So you can have all your 5 new people in one power hour. So you do the training together all at once. They see each other learning, growing. You can have gold, rubies, lapis, whoever you want in your group, and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do power hour. We're going to talk about contacting. How do you send an Ethor invite? Don't worry about if they're your friend, your neighbor, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your sister's twice removed husband's ex-wives, cousin's grandmother's daughter. Doesn't matter. Do the invite, show them, okay, this is what the message that we're going to send. And
Okay.
then at the same time, you get them to start reading these books.
Huh.
If
Wow.
you can also make the decision to say, for the first month, I just need you to start reading these books and let's slowly talk to people. So maybe twice a week we reach out to people, see if we can keep it slow. Depending on the person and the vibe that you get, if they feel like they're like you and me, they're gung ho, let's go. 5 days a week, we're reading the book. If you want to be successful, this is what you need to do. You need to read these books, answer these questions, send it to me in this WhatsApp group. I'll add you to the group. You share your responses every day and we'll get together every day on call. If we're all sitting there with our headphones down, we're sending these messages. Then if somebody sends you back a response, you don't know how to answer it, I'm here. I can help you.
So it's to drill them to do the power hour, very, very simple steps at how to do Ether invite, right? So, and I guess
Yeah.
you're going to be becoming like a plan, a mentor, and you're going to sit in the assessment with the assessments with them. And then
So
now,
you're going to do the assessments for them
right,
at the
right.
beginning
Okay.
until
Okay.
they feel comfortable and they can do it on their own.
Okay. Now, they say that, and then now, how am I going to make the money? So when you're going to introduce the comp plan?
Don't focus too much on the comp plan.
Okay.
Just give them the very basic, which is your first goal is to become a brand rep. In
Uh-huh.
order to become a brand rep, you need to make 2,000 points. In order for
Okay.
you to make 2,000 points, you need 10 customers doing 200 points each.
Oh, okay.
So let's start talking to people. Some of those customers may decide they don't want to be a customer or a member. Then we'll grow
Well,
your business that way. So you have to learn to balance all of it at the same time.
I got the formula out of you. You know what
2,000 points.
Yeah.
How
Yep.
many customers do you need?
10 customers. I got the formula out of you. That's great. Thank you.
So now remember,
Click.
it could be 5 customers doing 400 points
Right.
or 10 customers doing 200. But if your goal
Right.
is 2,000 points,
Right.
whatever,
That's the
and
simplest way.
make sure that they get on a product so they can talk about it. So
Right.
I've created my own member account
Right.
under my affiliate account.
Yeah.
So that it goes towards my DCSV.
Right.
So
That's
I do
we
my
always did that.
own 200 points every month.
Right.
And then I have to go and find people to make up the difference.
Yes.
Yes. Can I ask questions?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask for Diane. I'm going to ask for Diane because she's not asking the question. She has,
She's learning.
she's learning. She can't close. She cannot ask anybody to buy. I do not know what is exactly. Diane have to share why is she not?
So we talked a little bit about this, Marguerite. I don't know if you heard that part of the conversation, but it's all about the intention when you go in.
Okay, because you have to go, okay, you're saying when I come and meet you and I know that you really need a Life Pack Nano, I should have it in my mind preset that you will want to have a Life Pack Nano.
When you open your phone or your Facebook to send a message, to invite them, that is where your intention starts. I'm sending Diane a message and she's going to become a member on subscription. I'm sending Devina a message and she's going to become an affiliate and on subscription, and she's going to become, one of my power legs. So you go in based on the person that you're talking to and what you want to talk to them about, whether it's just being a customer to help build your business at the beginning, or you want to start looking for affiliates. When you send that invite, you have to put those positive intentions out there. And this has been my struggle. I struggled to close, Diane, because my intention was, I'm terrified of what they're going to say. I mean, I was terrified with my parents sitting here on my sofa because in my head, I'm like, well, I'm your daughter. You should just support me. Why are you asking me all these questions? But my dad was teaching me a lesson. My dad was teaching me that you're not just going to get a customer because I'm your dad. You need to do the work behind getting me as a customer. Just because I'm your dad doesn't mean I'm just going to support you with my eyes closed. So they only bought one product and they did not go on subscription, but that's okay because I got my first customer sale. In 6 months of me doing this business, I got my first official customer sale.
Wow.
Then they may never buy another product again. That's okay. But my confidence level grew.
Yes.
And so now when I talk to somebody else, I can say, well, my dad's a doctor. He's using the products. Oh, that's right. Your dad is a doctor. Okay. Well, if your dad's using the product, you need to know he only bought one bottle. The point is he's using the product.
Yes.
They don't need any more information than, my dad, he's a doctor and he's using the product. End of conversation.
So I do know my downline when I went to India, they were all saying, look at this lady who's 78. She has been using product for 38 years, and that's why she looks so young. That they're going to probably prep it by saying how old does she look? The people guess that I look like maybe 60 or maybe 50, late 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I used the product for so long, and that's why I age locked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then in India, there's no age lock, unfortunately.
But because there's life pack elements, you
Yeah,
just have to say, I use life pack. You don't have to say I
yeah,
use life pack elements. You can just
yeah,
say I
yeah. So
use
I
life
use
pack.
that. I know.
It's
Yeah,
all about how you
yeah.
word
I
things.
think so what we do is we have a test to show. The test we did was using the Malaysian. I know we can use iPad Nano, all of the one, except we haven't tested the one on the Indian Life Pack element. I think that's what we should do either this coming weekend or the next weekend when I get all my test stuff ready, and then we should do a
Mhm.
test when we go over to that over at the I don't know I
Panera.
can't remember the name yet.
Panera.
Uh, yeah, Panera Bread. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So it's all about how you word things. You don't have to lie to your customers. You don't need to tell them everything. Okay. You don't tell everybody what time you woke up and then you went to the bathroom to pee or go number two, or you don't tell people everything
Right.
unless you're 6 and you're telling your mom everything. That's a different story, right? But we're not 6. We're all grown adults. So you don't need to tell people everything. I take life pack. Well, which
mhm.
one? Well, I take the one that's best for me. And I've actually tried age lock and life pack elements and this one and this one. Let's see what we think would be the best for you. Right? It's like your cholesterol medicine. Well, you take 10 milligrams. Well, that doesn't mean that the doctor's going to say that that's the same dosage you need. That's the dosage I need. So
Yeah,
again, same thing, right? I might need the Nutricentials oily skin, but you might need the one for dry skin. But I use Nutricentials. I use the line that works for me.
yeah.
So it's all about how you talk to them, where you don't want to give them too much information, but just enough that they feel like she really wants to take care of me. She really wants to get me the best product for me.
So it's really kind of like, I think way back, way back. New Skin is a business. It's a business for you, but essentially it's for your customer. You want what's best for your customer. And it's kind of like a circle. It comes full circle. What's best for them ultimately helps you. And it's not being afraid of wanting. I think a part of me is being afraid to ask, being afraid to say, I want or I need. And it's okay to say, yes, I want to do this business. I want this as a business, but it's helping you. And at the same time, helping myself or helping yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all about, you go into a store to go buy something and you can't find it, you're going to ask for help. So remember, you're the store. So don't be afraid to say, hey, what can I help you find? What are you looking for? Oh, we've got a great product for that.
Okay. Oh, build off of what I know is within, and we all have it within us. It's
Yeah.
just, like you say, you're advertising your store. CVS has obtained different products. You haven't used, whoever the CEO and owner is, haven't used everything, but they promote it. So you have to promote
Mm-hmm.
your product.
Yeah.
I have to promote my
And
product.
if you're honest with people, they're going to appreciate that more, right? So you could say, well, I haven't taken Life Pack, but these are the ingredients, these are the resources. And the reason I don't take Life Pack is because I'm actually taking Life Pack Nano. It's a little bit more pricey, but I'm recommending Life Pack to you because of your price point. Let's try it out. Let's see how it goes. If you feel like you're ready for an upgrade, I'm happy to upgrade you because this is the one I'm taking. So I just had a massive bill come through and I went from taking Age Lock to Life Pack Elements. because I can't afford age lock youth anymore. I got to pay this bill off first for my crap, and then I can go back, right? So I'm making adjustments. I'm not going to put myself in a hole, but I'm still using the products because I still need to take a multivitamin, and my Prism score is still going up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I can say I've used Meta, I've used Age Lock Youth, I've used Life Pack Elements, I've taken Stay Calm, or feel calm, sharp focus, whatever, right? You try different things. And
I
so
have a
you can say
question.
these are the ones I've used. They may not be the ones specifically for you. Let's find
Going back
something
to
that works for you.
score. So, because right now I go up and down. With the previous scanner, I was really, really low. When I scanned with the Prism the first time, I was low, I went up. Now I'm back down. So if I do this and like the people want to see yours, how to justify my
Okay.
score being
So several things affect your Prism. How often do you calibrate it? The temperature. So if you have it in your hand and you go from inside your warm apartment to outside when it's 20 degrees to your car, then you turn the heat on, then you go outside and then you walk into that person's house, you have to calibrate that machine when you get in that person's house because it has gone through so many temperature changes. The calibration goes off. If you put it in your pocket and take it out, you need to recalibrate your Prism. Okay. If like my Prism has been here in my apartment, I have one that goes in my car, I have one in my apartment. The one that's in my apartment is mine. I use it for myself. It's the one I used on my parents. But before I did it on my parents, I recalibrated it. And then I scan myself and then I scan them. The other thing that you need to tell your customers is just like when you go and do blood work at the office, or you go to the office and you're really stressed out, your blood pressure might be a little bit higher. So there are all the other environmental things that affect your Prism score, just like if you were to give blood or you were to go and do a blood pressure check or whatever. Your stress level, your lack of sleep, if you are an avid person who exercises and you didn't, or you decided you wanted to smoke a pack of cigarettes and you haven't smoked in 20 years, everything, life will affect your score. So they were saying at kickoff that about 100 points, give or take, is okay because life happens. So if you had low sleep that night, your score might be low when you wake up in the morning versus a night that you got a really good solid 8 hours of sleep. And let's say you have no stress and nothing else is going on. It's just you had one bad night of sleep, right? Your score will be lower. If you've got the sniffles or the flu, chances are your score will be a little bit lower. But the point is that you're not going from 700 to 200. Now, if you're going from 700 to 200, there's either a problem with you, your Prism, or both. But if you're going from 700 to 630, that's okay.
Yeah.
You are going to fluctuate a little bit here and there.
Yeah. That's what I tried to tell Haley last week that because I know when I came back, I had a cold, but my number is still 1,000 because I was 130,000 before.
Mhm.
So even up and down, I could be 120,000. I could be, I could be 101,000. I go down, but you can't tell because this number is the 1,000 was like the top person, which is bad for the people around me. They see me that I'm not enough sleep, this and that, but I'm still 1,000. So I asked Haley, can you go up to like 1,200 or maybe 1,400 so I could see myself moving up and down? Because I think Diane, there's nothing wrong going up and down. Hey, I didn't sleep. I slept bad last night. Your number will go down.
Yeah. So just remember, it's the same thing as going to the doctor's office and having your weight checked.
Yeah.
Your weight fluctuates 2
Oh,
pounds
so bad.
normally anyway. On it, just normally, your weight will fluctuate 2 pounds every day because you either didn't have as good of a bowel movement or maybe you ate a little bit more that day. It's 2 pounds anyway. So when people say, "Oh, I gained 2 pounds," that doesn't mean anything because your weight will fluctuate within a 2 pound range every single day anyway. So same thing when you go to get your blood pressure checked. You're not always going to be 112 over 60. You might be 180 over 62, 118 over 62. That's okay. it's going to fluctuate, but as long as you're in a good range. But again, like I said, Diane, if you're scoring at 700 and then the next day you score and you're 200, recalibrate your machine first and try it again and wait 5 minutes, recalibrate your machine and then try it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Live life with intention. And
Yeah.
intention
With
is,
we tried
yes.
to scan people last weekend. We found out we don't know how to, after we did an open scan and we want to register them, we have hard time registration.
So
So we
you
haven't
go
figured that out.
into your history and then you
Yeah,
can
we
go
did.
to assign.
You find, that's right, you find the right one and then you try to assign it. But then that one we assign and then we come out, we scan the next person and then we scan the next person and then we come back, try to reassign the last one. We were getting the wrong, it was goofy. So we said we really have to test it again to make sure that how do we miss out? You know, so obviously we're not using Prism enough to know, oh, it's in and out yet. So we
You
haven't
know
done
what?
that. Uh-huh.
You're absolutely right because I'm looking at mine and I can see my mom and my brother. My dad's not in here.
Yeah,
And I put my dad's information in here.
yeah.
And his is gone, but my mom and my brother are in here. Huh, interesting.
So these are little parts that we haven't really figured out what are we missing. So, but it's brand new. I mean, it only came out not even whole 6 months yet,
Yeah. And yeah,
right?
these are all
So
the little things they're learning. Yeah.
yeah, so we have to learn, and the computer has to be able to do it. We have to. So what it is, we have to resolve this for the company, find out why is it that way, so we can tell the company, so they can change the computer sequence where what's missing out. Otherwise, they don't know either because they have to recreate what we are meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So that part is yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know if Lily's still on. Who's speaking this coming Sunday? I think she's not on anymore. She's just putting us on. We're just here. Let
No,
me see.
last Sunday always leader.
Oh,
Last
Lida. Okay,
Hey,
this
but
Sunday.
she's
Okay.
on. I
weekend
say,
always leader on.
Okay. Okay. So I'll see if I can collect all the tests. I want to do a testing. Yeah. The only thing I forgot to do, I forgot to pick up a local Indian soap.
You can probably find a local Indian soap at Patel Brothers.
The one on Rockville Pike.
I
I
go to
know
the
where
one
it
in
is on Rockville Pike.
Catonsville
I'll go.
because I think theirs is the best and they have like everything in Catonsville.
Oh, it's in Catonsville.
That's the
No,
one I like going to. That's
there's
the one I like
one
going
on
to.
Rockville Pike near the children's swimming center. There is a Korean, I mean, not Korean, sorry. Used to go to Korean, now Indian grocery store. I need to go there and check out what kind of stuff they have that I could use for testing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then we'll do it.
Yeah.
And May, you just have to move down here.
I know.
Yeah,
I've
maybe.
said that a long time
Hey,
ago.
May, if you March 21st, maybe you can you and Davina's looking for a roommate to share a room.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And there's only one room left for queen two beds that I saw when I
Can
clicked
you
on
put
the
it order
link.
in now?
So
You want to put it in now, or you want me to do it?
Because
if
you
you
two
don't
can
mind
still
doing
look
it,
for two more
okay.
people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have
Yeah.
two double bed. So
I
when I
don't see
first,
the. I didn't see the address that the. I didn't see the information that she put it in. She didn't put any link.
She did.
Huh?
Are you
Did
in the
she?
March event group?
I don't think
No,
she
I don't think I
is.
seen that.
Yeah, she's not in the March event thing because she only put in what Mallory did. I think only the people who pay $60
Yeah, you need to
they're
pay
in.
Okay,
Mallory first.
I
Huh?
paid her through the Zelle. She agreed because I contacted her personally. Could you take a recording off, please?
Oh,
So
okay. Hold
take
on.
off the recording. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Lily, you need to stop the recording, please. 噔噔噔。